Welcome back to Van Visitor. We're going to be playing Planet Coaster. And we're going to be finally starting a new series. And I'm going to call it Lakeside Adventures. So you may see 3 coasters. And if you watch the other series, you know that I only do normally 1 or 2 coasters episode. But this Woody here, which is a DCI wooden coaster. And then a B&M Hyper Coaster, which is a mini hyper. It's only 160 feet. These 2 we'll do later on. I just wanted to put them in just because of me needing to see how big the lake could be, and also just to see how low go, because we're very close to the edge of the actual buildable area over here. But that's why those are in, but those will get their own episodes and they'll get dealt with later on. But in today's episode we're going to do the entrance and then also this impulse coaster. This is the exact one from Deathland. I just copy and pasted it basically over to here, and then I just recolored it. So it's going to be called Tidal Wave, and so I just made the track blue just to match the water, and then I also made the trains blue, and just matched it up with the water, and I just figured that it would fit in well because we're right next to the lake. And in this series there's going to be quite a bit of watery names, I guess that's how you would say, but I do already have a name for the hypercoaster. That I'll reveal in the hypercoaster episode. I don't have a name for the Woody, but that will get worked on in the future. But I'll do the entrance and then also just the general area around Tidal Wave, and I'll get that all done, and then I'll meet back with y'all to show you the final product. So I'll see you in just a moment. As I always do, I'm going to split up into 2 episodes each area. So this area we're doing the entrance, then we're also going to do this back area with the impulse coaster. The impulse coaster in this back area we'll do in the next episode, but in this episode I just did the front entrance, and you may notice one thing missing, and that's security. I don't know if we're going to do a parking lot in this park just because of the Oswald counter for 1, and 2, just space in general, just because we don't have a big plot. The plot limit's like this, basically that big of a square, and then it goes basically right back to where the hyper coaster and the Woody are. So we don't have a huge plot here for and this park's going to be fairly large. Definitely going to be bigger than our past ones, which I might just do as like the front of it, but I don't know entirely. But for now, that's just how the front entrance will be. Maybe later on I'll put in the security checkpoint in like the finish touches episode, just like a little addition. But coming here, we have enter on the left and our exit on the right, and then we have restrooms for outside the park over here. And I want to just make this tower design here, and just I had most of my inspiration from Lakeside Adventures entrance, and while it doesn't really look much like that, I like the slanted roofs that they have over their turnstiles, and then I also like the tower that they did have in the center. So I just decided to do 3 towers, 1 in the center and 2 on either side. Obviously, have the big Lakefront Adventures sign. And then we have enter over here, and do not enter signs over here. Turnstiles, we have the gates here just for disabled guests. And then we just have 2 security guards just to keep people from, obviously, just running through or doing stuff. And then over here on our exit, we have people just to stop people from coming in through the exit. And so we have security there, and then also just this guy here just to help direct people over to re-entry. And so this is where you would get your hand stamped or your ticket for re-entry into the park. And then I just made it to where it funnels everyone into a bit of smaller area, just because obviously we don't need this much capacity, which is even a bit overkill for the size of the park in terms of capacity. And then we just have some benches along here and windows just to help decorate the place, make it feel more home, make it feel nicer, and also just to obviously make it to where we can have some places for people to sit, which I will probably go back in off camera and just add in some benches right along the flower bed here. But on the left here we have our guest relations, and in the past I normally do the windows, but in this park we're just going to do it inside. And I ain't going to detail the inside, at least for these buildings here. And so on the inside, just a simple thing, just this way. It just to get the job done, and it gets that done, and then just kind of just have a mess of roofs and stuff in here. Just this way we can get the look I wanted on the outside. And then coming over to here, we have Main Street Treats. And so this we just have a Sugar Emporium and a Stay Puft shop. And then we have Main Street Pizza, and it's obviously a pizza shop. And so I just put in the water shop and the pizza shop in here. And then just have a little sign here, and then 3 windows, even though it's 2 shops, but I just made it look like it's 3 different windows here, even though I only used the outer 2. And then we obviously have the awning, then I just added in some advertisement with the 2 pizza slices on the side. And then we have some seating for the people in here. And then we have the restrooms for the front of the park over here. And it's a pretty big restroom building just because it has a fairly big area to cover. And also we'll probably put a few different food units in this general area. And then I did do 2 of the flower rides, our carousel and then also our Weisenhorn. And so this flower ride over here, it just fit in perfectly with this tower here, to where while we still do have this little alleyway in the back here, which wouldn't get used obviously, it just made it to where it was able to block off this whole area and allow me just to square off this building. And this would just be basically just like a little warehouse for offices and just stuff like that. And then maybe this could be a little queue house for the guest relations, or just store some stuff that need to be inside for the front entrance of the park. And then we just have the queue and stuff for both these, and I also set up the queue and paths for Impulse Coaster. These will all finish up in the next episode. And well, that's pretty much it. I also detailed this back area here, put in doors for everything. And then I also put in air units for everything, which it's impossible to really hide the AC units on the restrooms here. But with the carousel at guest level, it helps distract people from looking at the roof, and also just blocks it depending on what angle you're looking at the roof from. So the carousel pretty much just allows us to do that, and then we just have a nice good queue for the carousel. Which, while this may seem short, the carousel is a very good capacity, so it just allows for a shorter queue. This doesn't have that great capacity, but it does a fairly long queue. And also, once we get other rides in here, there won't be a whole lot of people going to this compared to, say, the Impulse Coaster or just any of our other rides in general. But that'll be it for this video. Do hope you enjoyed. If you have, maybe subscribe, and do see you next one. Bye!